Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again with a quick review of the latest action camera from DJI, the Osmo Action 4. This camera packs so much technology into this tiny little case that it's unbelievable. It does everything I want an action camera to do. It captures some amazing video. It'll take some amazing pictures. You can take it underwater up to 18 meters. It's rugged. You can mount it to pretty much anything. It's got dual screens. It's just an amazing action camera. It's so good that I can't even imagine what DJI is thinking for their next release, because this does everything I need an action camera to do. Now, before I get too deep into the review, I always like to start with a quick unboxing just to show you everything that's included in the kit, and that way you'll understand exactly what you get if you decide this product's right for you. And then I'll dive into the review, because I'm a fan of action cameras. I've been using them ever since the first one was released, 10 years or more ago. And every year it seems like they improve something about the action camera to make it a little smarter, a little easier to use, better quality, a little more rugged. And boy, DJI has really done a bang-up job with this particular product. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get started with the unboxing. When you first pop open the box, by the way, this camera is available in a couple of different configurations. Right here, I've got the Adventurer combo, and that includes a lot of extra things you won't get with the basic unit. I like the Adventurer combo for a few different reasons. Number one, it gives me a lot of the accessories that I'm going to end up looking for as soon as I start using the camera. So I think getting them together in a kit is a better value for me. I get everything in one box and I can get out there and start using it immediately, because I can promise you, once you have the camera, you're going to want an extension stick. You're going to want some way to charge your batteries in the field. You're going to want a couple of different mounts, and the Adventure combo has all of that inside the box. So my recommendation is this is the one to look at if you're interested in an action camera. But anyway, back to the unboxing. So when you first pop open the box, you'll find the Action 4. And boy, is this a beautiful camera. It's got a nice tactile feel to it. It's got a bit of a ruggedized outside. Again, it's waterproof down to 18 meters. You can take it down in your pool. You can take it down in the ocean. It's got dual screens, one in the front, one in the back. Just a beautiful camera. And I'll get into more of that in a minute. Also included with the kit is that extension rod, which I talked about. It's got a 1/4 inch 20 in the bottom, a standard 3-finger mount on the top. By the way, this camera mounts in any mount you've got that has this type of 3-finger configuration. But again, watch this. Look how long this extension rod is. I thought that was it. It's still going. It's still going. Look at that. That's got to be, I'm going to say 6 feet or 5.5 feet wide. It's more than enough for me to take it out in the field and get a beautiful perspective away from me, or get it above me looking down on something. And it also has a really nice friction to it where it's going to hold its position when you put it up. It even has a loop on the bottom here where you can put one of those wrist straps on there so you don't drop it if you're around water. Also in this particular kit, you get this battery case. It's a charging battery case that holds 3 batteries. I love this a lot because it allows me to protect my batteries so they're not in the bag getting all fuzzy from the bottom of the bag. It also charges the battery. So when I'm home, I plug this into a USB charger and it charges all 3 batteries. It also charges the case. So when I'm in the field, I can drop the batteries back inside there and they'll actually get recharged in the field. You'll also find a USB-C to USB-C cable that can be used to charge this. Now, one thing I do have to mention, they don't include a charger, and that seems to be the thing that a lot of companies are doing nowadays, where they'll sell you the product and then you've got to have a charger of your own. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess it's a good thing, because if you've got chargers, the last thing you need is an additional charger laying around the house, but you'll need a charger. My recommendation, 65-watt PD charger will charge these batteries very, very quickly. You'll also find 2 nuts you can do to secure the actual frame to the mounts. It's nice to give you 2 of those. They give you 2 mounts, and the difference between these 2 mounts is one's got a bit of a shorter tongue, the other one's got a longer tongue on it, so you can get a little bit of flexibility in how you mount it. You'll also find a helmet mount. Now, what's different about that is there's a nice curve there, so if you've got a bike helmet or a motocross helmet or a motorcycle helmet, you can put this on the front of it and it sort of matches that curve of the helmet. It's got some sticky stuff on the bottom where it'll hang on to the helmet. Then you'll find the Osmo Action 4. I probably should have started with this, but boy, is this thing beautiful. Every time I look at this, I think, how could they possibly have stuck so much technology inside here that this thing can do what it does? It's just incredible. And then you'll find the frame. Now, one thing that's interesting is you don't actually need the frame, because the camera itself has got a mount on the bottom that's based on magnets. So watch this. When I get it close, it snaps right on there, and that's your mount. And there's also 2 little fingers, 2 little ears on either side that hold it on there. But look how secure that is. That's not going anywhere. And then you can put it on a particular mount. Again, either the extension rod or one of the mounts here, or any mount you've got. You got a suction mount for your car, bang it on there, no problem. The other thing that's nice about this, though, is that the camera can either be horizontal or vertical. So the reason you have the cage is because the horizontal mount is built into the actual case. The vertical mount is built into this particular case, the outer case. Now, I always use the case. I always like to have the case on there because it gives me a little extra protection if I drop it, and you know you're going to drop it. It's not going to scratch up the case. So the case goes on, the outside case goes on by just flipping up that one lever, then sliding the camera inside of it like this. Line up that button on the top, slide it inside the case, and essentially what the case does is hug the camera. So the minute I close this, now it's locked in the case, and I have a choice between the bottom mount like this, if I'm going horizontal, or I can go in a vertical mount. And that's something I'll talk about in a second. But look at that vertical mount. So if you're shooting videos for Instagram, TikTok, whatever you're using where you need a vertical 9x16, it'll shoot that naturally. It'll also shoot horizontal 16x9. So you can do either one, but I really love the fact that it's that quick and that easy to put the case on. And then you'll find a ton of documentation. So there's a user manual in there, there's a warranty guide in there, there's some information about safety because you got batteries and all kinds of other things. You want to make sure you read through those manuals. All right, let's talk about the camera because that's why you're here. So action cameras have matured a lot over the years. DJI entered the space in, I guess about 5 or 6 years ago with their original Osmo Action. Now, what was interesting about this camera, they were the first company to put a viewfinder on the front of the camera. I don't know how nobody could have thought of that before DJI, but that is a brilliant invention because now what I've got is an action camera where I don't need an external monitor to frame my shot. I can look right at the action camera and tell that I'm either in the center of the frame or I'm way off to the side of the frame. It just changes the way you use an action camera. So that was their big claim to fame initially, and it was a very high performance camera. Then they decided to get a little bit creative with the Action 2, and it's actually a dual camera. So you can use this, which is a really small one, magnetically attached, or you can attach two different bases, one that has a battery, one that has a screen. I love this camera, and I know a lot of people said, oh, it doesn't record long enough and all the rest of it. It's perfect for me. I use that probably a third of the time that I'm out in the field because I need a small camera that'll record directly, or I need a viewfinder on the front that's bigger. So great camera there. Then they came out with the Action 3, which looks a lot like the Action 4, but they've actually improved things from the Action 3 to the Action 4. So they've been in this camera game for quite some time. They're also known, world-renowned actually, for their imaging packages because an action camera really consists of a couple of different things. You've got a sensor, and I'll talk about that in a second. You've got a lensing on the front. And then more importantly, and probably most importantly, you have a video processing circuit inside the camera that has to take the information that comes back from the sensor and process that to create the video file or the picture you're taking. And that's where DJI excels because, let's be honest, a lot of those components are commodity. The sensors are made by Sony and a bunch of other companies. The lenses are made by other companies that grind the glass for them. The frame is designed by the company like DJI, and then they'll build it themselves. But that imaging processing, that technology, the algorithms behind it, basically the software, is something that DJI has written, and it's proprietary to this camera, and it really makes a difference in the image quality. So let's talk about some of the basic specifications. The big jump from here to here is a larger sensor. So you've got a 1/1.3 inch sensor in this one, and that's important because a bigger sensor is going to collect more information, richer pictures, better color. It's going to give you a much crisper picture. So 1/1.3 inch sensor, that's pretty large for an action camera. In addition to that, the camera itself can record for 160 minutes. That's a long time for an action camera on a single battery. And if you've got this particular case, now you've got 3 batteries, you can record almost all day because you'll pull a battery out, put a fresh one in, put the battery in the charging case, and it'll charge up while you're out there in the field. So really nice in that respect. It'll record 4K footage at up to 120 frames a second. So you get a little bit of slow-mo in there if you want. You can record 1080p at higher rates if you want. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. But for me, 4K at 60 is what I record most times. This will record that and then some. So that's pretty impressive. It also has a really nice field of view, which is adjustable, but it can have up to 155 degrees of field of view. So if you're out shooting a landscape shot or you're trying to get yourself in the frame and you're doing something on either side, you've got plenty of field of view here to capture all that footage. The big difference, though, between this camera and other cameras has to do with the displays, like the front display here and the back display right here. I love the fact that they continue to do that, and they've actually made the front display even better. It's a touchscreen display. It's got better resolution, better colors, so it's really a big improvement over the Action 3. But again, to me, that HDR circuitry, the technology behind how it processes the image is really what makes this camera magic because DJI has built an on-chip HDR. And that basically says when you're filming, you've got different intensities of light. You've got very bright light on a sunny day, and you've got dark corners in that field, and you've got to capture both of those at the same time. So how does the camera decide, do I lean towards the brighter scenes or lean towards the darker scenes? It's almost impossible. So every action camera in the market up until now has pretty much balanced it right in the middle, which means you're going to get washed out on the whites, you're going to get dark in the darks, you're going to miss details on both ends of that intensity spectrum. What they did here was build in an adaptive HDR, which means it's going to look at that scene, it's going to make an adjustment, but it can actually flatter the bright spots and flatter the dark spots at the same time. So it gives you a natural shot, it gives you natural video, it's much richer colors, it just gives you a much better picture even than the Action 3, and that color science and that processing science is something that the folks in the DJI lab are working on all the time. So what I've got here, and I made the comment before that I don't need a DSLR, this honestly side by side, I have a hard time telling the difference between the video that this records and the video I record on my Sony. So I like this a lot. It's small, it's portable, it's just an amazing product. In addition to that, they've built in a lot of features you're going to care about with an action camera because it's right in the name. It's an action camera. You're going to use it out there and you're going to be doing stuff with it. So it doesn't have any kind of mechanical stabilization. It's a digital stabilization technology inside the camera, but they've gotten it so good that the camera can actually keep horizon level, which means if I'm recording a scene and I start turning the camera is going to rotate the image electronically inside to maintain a horizontal stabilized horizon, which is incredible because if you're on a motorcycle, you're moving side to side, or a bicycle, or you're on skis, things are juggling around. You don't want that jittery photo or video. This is going to actually straighten that out for you. It'll also flip automatically from horizontal to vertical, and I'll show you that. So let me turn it on real quick. Just a quick demo here. All right, camera's on. And there I am, I'm in horizontal, where you can see me. Now watch when I spin the camera. Look how it's maintaining a horizon behind me. See how that shelf is staying basically straight? And you can change the way that adjusts, so quickly or slowly. But watch this. Maybe I want to shoot a vertical video. Boom! I'm in 9:16. Wait a minute, I want to go back to landscape. Boom, I'm back in 16:9. So the camera makes the adjustment automatically. There's no fiddling around with settings or any adjustments that way. Watch the stabilization. Now again, this isn't a real test because I'm not in a car, but look how it's stabilizing that footage. And the way it's doing that is it's basically taking the image and it's cropping it a little bit. So it's bringing the image in to where it can actually digitally manipulate the image to compensate for the movement of the camera because it's got gyroscopes inside that sense that movement of the camera, and it counteracts that movement by moving that image around inside the frame. So I think it's absolutely amazing. The last thing I'll mention, which I didn't think I'd use that often, but it's something I use all the time, is voice control. So I can set this up on a tripod, stand back, make sure I've got the framing correctly, and say start recording, and it'll start recording. Now I used to carry a remote with me for my other action cameras, and then I lose the remote, the batteries go bad, and I'm so frustrated. With this one, I just shout at the camera, start, stop, whatever. It's gonna do those things for me. So all in all, I have to tell you, this little miracle, I charge it, I can use it for over 2 hours in the field. It's rugged, it's waterproof down to 18 meters, so if you're going to the beach, don't worry about it, take it to the beach with you. I just love it. I think it's a fantastic product, and I can't say enough about this company because they're constantly releasing new firmware updates over the air that improve features of the camera that I already own. So DJI is a company that really cares about consumers, and I've just really enjoyed their cameras ever since the original Osmo Action. I think they build, in my opinion, one of the best action cameras on the planet today. And that's all I really had for you. So hopefully you found this review helpful. I think it's a beautiful camera. If you're in the market for an action camera, take a look at this one. I think you'll like it a lot. And that's it. So thanks again for watching. And until next time, as always, stay nerdy.